Hey y'all, it's your girl Claudia Jordan, and we are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. Now sit back, relax, get ready to sip on this hot tea we have for you this evening. Please welcome Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
Hey, Claudia. What's going on, soulmates?
All right, and please welcome Armand Wiggins. What's up, Armand?
Hello, hello, hello.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, anyone drinking tonight, or we're sober or no?
Yeah, drinking.
Okay.
Got to drink.
What's in the cup?
818
Buttery
Red Bull.
Chardonnay, of course.
Armand, I'm here.
818 and Red Bull.
Okay, so we got buttery Chardonnay, Red Bull, and what? 818?
Yes. It's
What's
tequila.
818? Oh, okay, tequila.
It's Kendall Jenner's brand.
Is it good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all got your tanks full and ready to go. High octane show. I'm expecting big energy tonight. I got water, but I'll be the reasonable one here tonight. So let's get to these topics. Let's kick off the show with some feel-good news. The first Black graduate at Georgia Tech got to hand his granddaughter her diploma 59 years later. What do you have to say about this, Al? Let's go to you first.
Oh my God, this is such a beautiful story. And if we really think about it, 59 years ago is not that long ago, but I love covering these type of stories on Fox Soul. I love the fact that our platform specifically highlights this type of dialogue and narrative in media. And I can't tell you how significant this is because in 1964, the Civil Rights Act is what gave us access, trumping the Jim Crow laws. So the fact that he was the first that they still used not unlawful ways to keep Black people out of that university, and he overcame it, just speaks volumes to not only how smart he had to be, but how much support he had to garner from the rest of the American people. Congratulations to him, and also congratulations to his granddaughter, because we know Georgia Tech School of Engineering is one of the hardest engineering schools in the whole education system, and for him to give it to her, it's just a double win for me. Congratulations to both them and the family and her.
Esther Cruz says, very beautiful story. Armand, what do you think about this?
Yes, we love a good Black excellence moment and a nice full circle moment. And I just think for me, it's always great when people still have their grandparents around, especially to see, pivotal moments in their careers and in their lives. So I think this is great. I wish my grandparents would have been alive for some of my great moments. So I love that they were able to share this moment together.
Jay Callwood 25 said, wow, he lived long enough to see a full circle moment. Love to see it. Mm-hmm. Same. I recently lost my grandma. She was the last of my grandparents, but she did get to see a lot of other amazing things. But this is dope, and I love it. And, hey, I'm not going to miss a moment to be political here. If this doesn't get you motivated and excited to make sure you keep your voices heard, and if you want to still see more Black faces in universities, please, I implore you to please take part in the voting process, because the way what they're doing now in these schools and taking away DEI and diversity and making it harder for Black people to get into these schools. Well, not all of them, not HBCUs, but bigger picture. I just want people to just be aware. And I love this. And I love that we are able to do this. All right. During the roles of Tom Brady, comedian Tony Hinchcliffe made some jobs at Kim Kardashian that many found distasteful. He said, Kim Kardashian's here. She's had a lot of Black men celebrate in her end zone. Kim, word of advice, close your legs. You've had more public beef than Drake. Do you think his jokes were out of line, or was it all in good fun? Armand, what do you think?
Absolutely not. It was all in good fun. And actually, he was the funniest roaster on that panel. And he made a lot of dark jokes. He made suicide jokes. He made racial jokes, Black jokes. He dragged Kim Kardashian. So for me, that's just the only thing that they highlighted because she was the most viral story. But everybody on that panel made jokes. She made jokes. She drugged Bruce Jenner. It was a great roast. If you guys haven't seen it, I listen. Watch that whole 3 hours. It was amazing. I think social media clipped that for the sensationalism. It was nothing wrong with it. I think Kim knew what she was going there for. She participated in it, and it was fantastic. And I think that they should do more roasts like it.
All right, Al, what do you think?
I was mortified for her. I'm sorry. It's one thing to roast. It's another thing to be the subject of the roast. I do understand that this is what the roast is all about, so you can't put boundaries on it. But just a person like her who has gone through so much criticism about the people that she slept with or been out with, I don't care who she is. I don't care how much money she's made from it. I don't care what she thought she was walking into. Something about that had to have stung. And I can understand it, but I loved her grace. Her grace speaks volumes to who her and her family have evolved into. They know their brand. They know what people say. They've been dragged forever. For her to sit there and giggle that off took a whole lot of guts, and I like it. I like the fact that Kim isn't somewhere crying and welling and asking for someone to stand up for her, because it is what it is. And she put her and her whole family in the game and made a lot of money based off of this. So it was cringeworthy. It was mortifying, but hey, I loved how she handled it.
If anyone thought that this roast was anything abnormal, you haven't watched roast. I'm a huge viewer of all these roasts. If you think this was harsh, please go watch the roast of Flavor Flav, the stuff that they said about Flavor Flav. Oh my God. And if you really want to just gag, go watch the roast of Pam Anderson. They went so hard. And go watch the roast of Joan Rivers. I was at that one. These roasts go hard. Those white comedians, the stuff that they get away with in their circles, they say the most meanest thing, and then they go have a drink together and go sign some deals together. Kim knows what she's up for. And also, as a roast, like we're on the dais, is that what they call it, the dais? You are roasting Tom Brady, but then the host roasts you. And at the end, Tom Brady gets to go roast you, everyone there as well. So it is totally normal. I will say that one thing I can say. I think they should come with a lot of smoke for her, like everyone else. But the kind of jokes, the things that they're joking about her about are a little bit played. Like she's actually beyond. There's other things y'all can joke about besides the slut things. Like there's so many other things. But hey, when you go to roast, she knew it was fair game, and she knew she had to. She said some stuff too. So
yeah, she did. I feel like anybody that was offended with that didn't watch it. They just watched the clip on social media. They didn't watch the full roast.
Kim's a pretty good sport though, because she gets clowned a lot, and I don't really hear her doing the Karen thing that much. I really don't. So I'm not mad at it. Ansel D'Angelo said Kim has been hearing this from day one with the Ray J tape, so I'm sure it rolls off her back at this point. I'm sure. Fisheye Jedi said she took it on the chin like a champ, and Lapoja said those jokes went too far about Kim. That's not nice. I mean, like I said, go watch what they said about Flavor Flav and Pam Anderson, and this was light work compared to what they said about them.
But did they miss the suicide joke about the, what's his name, Hernandez dude? That was Tom Brady's best friend? Yeah, that killed himself. Or did they miss the, oh, hell no joke about the black woman and black people picking cotton? Y'all go watch it before y'all get online commentating, because y'all missed it. Y'all are social media readers. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about, child. Y'all didn't even watch the full show.
Shout out to the producer, Jeff Clanagan, and Kevin Hart, and also my friend Bob Francis. They did their thing on that roast. I'm still mad I didn't get an invite ahead of time so I could get out there. But yes, amazing job. Nathan Wade is finally speaking out about his workplace romance with District Attorney Fani Willis. He said, workplace romances are as American as apple pie. It happens to everyone. I regret that private matter became the focal point of this very important prosecution. As a result of his relationship with Willis, Wade resigned from the case against Donald Trump. How do you feel about this, Al? What do you think about him?
I've been very vocal about how I feel about this. I mean, about this interview, completely disappointed. In the entire interview, he has completely done additional damage of compromise in this case. This is simple. The affair undermines Wade's credibility, and he raises questions about his integrity, right? And his impartiality as a key figure in the case, because you had sexual relations with your boss. This has now turned a narrative around the affair and not around Donald Trump. It's a completely misstep. And unfortunately, I would not have personally allowed him to do this type of interview until the completion of the Donald Trump case.
All right, Armand, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Al. The whole thing is messy, and he shouldn't even try to justify. He should have just took it on the chin and moved on. You cannot be in this high profile of a case or a situation and think that you can be in a relationship with your partner. Like, it's just not going to work that way. And I feel like there's no justification with it. He should have bowed out gracefully and kept it quiet, because now we're talking more about that than the actual case.
And that was actually one of the strongest cases against Trump with all these other cases. And it seems like a lot of the other ones are just going to get swept on the rug until the election's over. I will say this. I think that he was definitely trying to have her back after the fact, but I don't think he was advised properly. And I don't think the way he did it, what about it was good. It would have been better if you absolutely had to say something, you're doing it now when the news about her has kind of died down. I would have preferred this earlier on when she was getting heat and every single day they was coming for her throat and her neck every single day. He was quiet then now. So it's like, it's either do it then or don't say anything at all, or wait till this is all over and she wins this case and then have her back. But I just felt like she was kind of left out there when it happened, and now you're bringing it back up. And I'm just like, she was being railed over the coals. And I'm actually really surprised that she did that. She had to have known, I'm just like, oh, because she was killing it. She was killing it. And now
it's the lust, baby. When you got that good, sometimes you can't control your feelings and it gets in the way. You got to control the libido.
Especially with the stakes being so high, this would have gone down in history of properly prosecuting this case. Jermaine Tart says he's right, but it's a bad look for the case. Too many women in Atlanta to be that in that entanglement. And Motown boy Foya said, I've never gotten into a chance for a workplace romance, but it shouldn't matter in my opinion. It is funny, right? That the double standards, with them. But Donald Trump is currently on trial, like for all the things that he's got going on, but the high moral standard is for everyone around him, but never for him. That's always the thing. All right, y'all. Charlamagne had a lot to say about Megan Thee Stallion's career. Now, when discussing the low cost of Megan's show tickets, Charlamagne said, she's not an arena artist, maybe a theater artist. He compared her to artists like Usher and Missy Elliott. Do you think Charlamagne is speaking out of place, speaking of her career? I will say this. I do know they doubled back today on the show. I want to update this. And just hilarious. And they corrected themselves and said, we stand corrected because she is doing well. Like, what do you think about this?
I think Megan Thee Stallion can be an arena artist. I think that she puts in the work. I think she's shown that she is a real superstar. And I believe that people are going to show up and show out for her. Megan Thee Stallion is a superb and supreme talent, and I cannot wait to see her on tour. I'm excited for her.
That's your celebrity crush, right?
Yes, I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
I just think she's just beautiful and she's super, super talented. I may not like how she does with men and how she is with her friends, but her as an artist, we cannot deny that girl is probably the best female rap performer in the game right now. It's no lie.
Strong words. Okay. I will send some security to your place for the bar tonight. Al, what do you think about this? Do you think she's an arena artist? What do you think? Or theater? What do you think?
I think they got their words mixed up. I think they were thinking in their heads when it came out of their mouth, arena, but they meant stadium. I definitely believe that Megan Thee Stallion is an arena tour artist. That means you can, arena means 3,000 to 20,000. We know good and well that Megan Thee Stallion can pull that many people to support just her on a bill. Now, as a stadium tours, it's a little bit different. That's up to 200,000 people or 100,000 people supporting you on one bill. And I had to read about this because this argument actually has been going on for a long time. And the women that they believe that are right now qualified as stadium tour artists is Beyonce, Rihanna, Adele, Nicki Minaj, and they say Cardi B is well on her way of becoming a stadium tour artist as well.
As the culture turn says, Megan Thee Stallion sold out multiple arenas. They got chin checked in those comments. Keith Dennis said, what's wrong with a theater artist? Yeah, because Brian McKnight would love to be a theater artist right now, and he's definitely not getting the theaters. Those theaters are all getting canceled. Those little 1,500 seat venues are definitely, sorry, Brian, you got to catch a stray right now. Not a content creator said, he's speaking from opinion, her concerts are selling out. And Jay Callwood 25 says, I don't think Charlamagne was being malicious. Not everyone can fill an arena. She doesn't have a large catalog, but we shall see. She's actually very exciting, though. And she's, we'll see. We shall see. All right, on to some disappointing news. Florida has officially made it illegal to get an abortion after 6 weeks. Any violators will face a third-degree felony. Before the ban, Florida had been a refuge for abortion access in the South after the overturn of Roe versus Wade. So many of the states that people were going to Florida, that's the one state they could go to. Outside of that, they got to start going much further up north or farther west. What is your take on this ban, Armand? What do you think about this?
I just think it's dangerous because you're forcing people to have children that are not ready. Some people may not want children. Then you're going to have a lot of kids being put up for adoption, or a lot of women going on cruises and leaving their kids at home, right? Those stories that we cover. A lot of people are not ready for kids, and sometimes people make mistakes, or sometimes people get put in compromising positions and they end up pregnant. They shouldn't be forced to, have those kids, because unfortunately the kids won't actually have a good life because they're with parents that aren't really ready to have children.
All right. Al, what do you think?
I think this should be in my segment, Where's the Outrage? Jeez whiz, Florida, you guys are just making it harder and harder and harder for marginalized communities, especially women of color, especially people from low-income areas. How dare you try to tell a woman what to do with her body and her reproductive health and rights? I find that just humiliating, and I don't understand why more people aren't protesting. It's like we protested in the war across the water. I just don't get it. This will be increased risk to people doing abortions on their own. This can become a public health issue. There's so much trauma surrounding this law that I just don't understand that why more people are not in outrage over this. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Claudia. You're the politician here, and you're also a woman, and they're telling other women what to do with their bodies. What are your thoughts?
You know, I will say this, there is outrage. Kamala Harris was out there on the stump today and she was talking about it. And she's definitely been, you know, throwing her hat into the ring about how much she wants to protect the rights of women as much as she can. She is VP. She's not the president and she's not Congress. I will say this. I know a lot of times the conversation goes to the extreme. Well, what if someone's raped or molested? It doesn't even have to be that. Like Armand said, what if someone's not ready? And then also, I need people to really consider this. To me, this is the scariest part of all this. Women that have like real medical issues that have a child that's not going to be okay. Okay, they're carrying a fetus that's not going to be okay, and they're being forced to carry this dying fetus inside of them, risking the mother's life, risking all kinds of infections. I had a friend that had an ectopic pregnancy. That's when the fetus is developing in the ovarian in her ovaries. I'm sorry, in the fallopian tubes. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart for a second. And what happens is the baby is not supposed to be developing there. So as it grows, it can make that fallopian tube burst and you can die. And it's extremely painful. When this happens, a lot of times the only remedy for this is to get a D&C, an abortion. And she had to wait for lawyers to contact the doctors, to contact the lawyers while she's sitting there in agony, hoping that her fallopian tube doesn't burst and she doesn't die. This is the reality of it's going to happen. Now, couple that with back alley abortions. There's always going to be people, if you got money, you're going to be able to find a way like, hey, man, I got a cousin that used to do abortions, come to their house. People are not going to have a kid that they don't want to have. Trust and believe. They will find a way. And we're going to go back to what we were going through in the 60s and 70s where girls, coat hangers, medicines,
abortions by Kiki, just on Instagram.
Yes. If you think people are going to have a kid that they don't want to have, you are a fool. In Florida, if you don't think, it just amazes me that a lot of these same Republican white men that are so hell-bent on making this a thing, their mistresses have had abortions. Their daughters have had let their daughter get pregnant by a black man or a Mexican, see how fast they are going to find a way for their kid to get an abortion. But the health aspect of this, if y'all don't want to vote, if you can't vote about anything else, please vote on this one topic. Imagine your sister passing away because she had to wait for some idiot politician for them to okay this. They have no business in your doctor's visits or in your body. Stay in Congress and out of women's vaginas and ovaries and fallopian tubes and uteruses. It's unbelievable. LaPoja said, I hope they're going to lower that $35,000 to adopt children then. They're not even taking care of the kids in foster care. And Siobhan Robinson said, women should protest and not give up the Tootsie Cat. They put Tootsie Cat, period. I've been calling for a nationwide coochie strike until we get the laws that we want. I'm sorry. There's no motivation to have sex. And I'm 51. I'm in pre-menopause. I'm not in menopause yet. And they say you can still get pregnant now and you think you can't and you can't. Imagine if I did and I had a baby that was severely deformed and had some severe issues. That could actually be my reality right now if I was getting some. Okay, coming up next, we have a new couple alert to report. And later we are breaking down Al's outrage. Keep it here. Hit that like button. We'll be right back.
Scene 103, take one.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
How do I know the way I'm going to respond to it?
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
What if you end up in the hospital? That's what I'm scared of.
If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
I hug you.
If it made you feel that way, bro, I would probably do. Oh, man. Love you too.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Welcome back to the show. Lots of women in the comments speaking about their personal experiences with pregnancies and medical issues they've had, and having this option was a true lifesaver. So as we get more into this election cycle, we will definitely be speaking about this more. Maybe have someone on to speak about this. It's very important. All right, let's get into this new couple alerts. Doja Cat was, she shared a few photos on Instagram of her and her new boo, but fans are not here for this new relationship. One person wrote, looking like the dude I avoid at the gas station. Someone else wrote, she's on some Bianca Censori-ish. And are you here for this hard launch? Armand, what do you think about this? Do you like it?
I don't really care. I mean, this is nothing surprising. I mean, this is the kind of man Doja Cat likes. So if she likes it, I love it. Just don't force it down our throat, because I really don't care.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Al, what do you think?
I like it. You know, I'm a sucker for love. You know, she's biracial or multiracial, so, you know, a portion of me has to be a sucker for her love, too. I like it. Whenever someone super famous finds someone that they can trust, someone that they don't mind being out in public with, someone that they can love on, I think we should give them the space and environment to do it. I'm here for it. Be happy, young lady, because I'm going to tell you what, there are a lot of people out here that don't want you to be.
I'm here for love, but I would think a man that really loves you wouldn't let you go out like that. That looks a hot mess. It looks crazy. I get she's a star, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, you literally are out with the sheet wrapped around you, and it falls off, and your whole backside's exposed out. I think it's given the same thing I think that that Kanye and Bianca are on, where it's like, it looks like sex slave. I'm not saying she is, but I just think, like, Black women are so overly sexualized all the time. Let's not help the white man out with this. Like, you just have, anything goes. Like, where's the class? We need a segment on that. Where is the class? I personally don't like it. I don't like it. And hey, call me old school, but I like a man that will check me and be like, babe, I don't think that's a good look for you. I don't think it's good for your image. I think that maybe cheapens your brand. I think it looks nuts. I want someone that has her back, because I feel like people just jumping on the bandwagon with her. It gets everyone attention. But then what? Do you think that's a good look? Do y'all think that's a good look with the sheet?
I think
he
that
likes it.
But I think that is part of the fashion for her. I mean, that's what. I mean, this is the woman that said she was a demon and she wears the blood. Like, I mean, Gaga did it for years. Gaga did it first. So there's always going to be one artist that tries to do these things, you know? So she's the outrageous kind of emo, kind of crazy, what is she going to do next artist? So for me, I'm not shocked, surprised, or bothered, because this is not something we haven't seen before. We've seen this from Gaga, Katy Perry, Madonna. Like, this is not new.
I'm over it.
She's just this generation.
I'm over it. It's trash to me. I like her. I just don't like this. All right, so video footage has been circulating showing Drake kissing a 17-year-old girl on stage at one of his shows. Take a look.
I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest. I just want to thank you.
The girl took to Instagram and posted, "I was 17 back then, and I'm 31 years old now. That was a concert that my dad took me to back in high school. It was nothing then and still nothing now." Do you think there's an issue here, or are fans reaching? Al, what do you think?
Well, I mean, in the court of public opinion, it's an issue because it kind of feeds into the narrative that he's been handed his you-know-what on about. But let's be very clear. As far as legally, nothing was done wrong. That was in the state of Colorado. In the state of Colorado, the legal age is 17. But for someone who's battling this, dark cloud over his head about messing with underage girls, this definitely is not a good look for him.
Okay, Yannick Jacob says he looks like one of the guys from. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Doja Cat. But Tina Lessa said that was very innocent. Armand, what do you think?
Yeah, in 2024, it's not a good look, especially amidst the beef of him being a sexual, predator. But in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that serious. I don't know. I just feel like back in the day, our parents were, having us at 17 and our parents was like 20. Like that used to be a thing. So I don't know. Times have changed now. So for now, I'll say that is not a good look because the internet does a thing where they resurface things. And once they resurface it, you become a villain from things in the past. So it's not a good look.
That's true. And things that were different under different, acceptance of things back then, different tolerance levels definitely changed. First, I want to say the girl is absolutely beautiful now. That's a beautiful, beautiful girl. Now, that footage comes after Kendrick Lamar accused Drake of messing with minors in his latest diss track. I think it was weird that, before he knew she was 17, right? I get it. Whatever. You bring a girl on stage, do that. But then once he found out she was 17, he continued to kiss her in the forehead, the cheeks, and then the lips. And then her dad, I know if my dad was, I would feel really weird about that. But that's me. And hey, it ain't helping Drake right now. That's all. It's definitely not helping this battle. And yeah. Brooklyn Lieber said all of Drake's exes or old flames were younger than him. Marsha T said her dad took her and approved of her going on that stage. And Rika Lewis said he shouldn't have kissed her on the mouth. Yeah, that was the one part. Like the forehead, okay.
And then he made mention to the breast being on him. He was like, your breast on my chest. That was a little awkward.
That was definitely cringe.
Yeah.
Tamar Braxton had social media in a frenzy after revealing that she prefers Mariah Carey over Whitney Houston. Someone on Instagram wrote, "We prefer Tony." Oh my God. Oh. Someone else wrote, "No Whitney slander will be tolerated." Do you think Tamar should be receiving backlash for her opinion? Armand, what do you think?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think that is her opinion. If she prefers Mariah over Whitney, that is her opinion. Now, we don't have to agree with it, but she should have an opinion just like we all have our opinion. You may not like it because they're two legendary icons, and you may feel like, hey, don't say that. It's a touchy subject, but Tamar's allowed to have her opinion just like you and I are. So, hey.
All right, Al, what do you think?
Yeah, you know what? I'm a Whitney Houston fan, so I definitely don't agree with her, but she's allowed to have a preference. I mean, right? We're all allowed to have a preference, whether we agree or disagree on the preference. It's what we feel. That's how she feels. But this is my question for Tamar Braxton. Whenever I see her in a lot of these conversations, whenever these conversations are had, I wonder why she never mentions her sister, Toni Braxton. Because I think that if I had to list top 5 entertainers, black female entertainers, especially around that age of Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, I could not personally not mention my sister. I'm just saying, but maybe that's because, family trumps everything for me.
But her sister is not on that level. Let's be honest. I mean, we can't.
I like Toni Braxton. I like Toni Braxton. I always felt like Toni Braxton was could be. I love the way she entertains. I love how she sings, and I love her voice. So I don't know. Once again, it's a preference thing.
Mm-hmm.
People on the internet, stop getting mad at people's preferences. We can prefer whoever the hell we want to prefer. That is her opinion. You can't tell someone you can't like her because she's brown. She's whiter than the other one. You know that's what the reason is, right?
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Let's keep it a buck. There's people that love Mariah, there's people that love Whitney, and there's people that love both, and there's people who don't like either one of them. And guess what? That is your prerogative. And I just feel like when a celebrity says something, it's like code red on things. When the people in the comments be saying way worse stuff, once again, I keep saying that. People in the comments say way worse stuff, and it's okay. But let someone that they recognize have an opinion on something. You're not allowed to have an opinion because you're successful and because we know who you are. Tamar, you can prefer who you want to prefer. That is on you. And kudos for you for saying I mean, in the Black community, it's probably a little less popular opinion. But hey, stand on what you say. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. I like that. No, ma'am said they are all legends in their own right. And JH said she does, Al. She speaks very highly of Miss Toni Braxton. I will say that. And Rika Lewis said Tamar's a hater. Whitney can sing 100 times better. And JW says, yes, Tamar. Yes, Tamar's not a legend to speak on legends. Hush, we prefer Toni. And Patrick Thornton said she's craving attention and Whitney is the voice. I still stand on what I said and what we all said. She can prefer who she wants to prefer.
Okay, so who you got? Whitney or Mariah?
I like Whitney Houston more.
I like Whitney Houston more too.
But I like Mariah's shade. Well, actually, both of them.
No, actually, Whitney shade.
Yeah, they both were shady.
Whitney, yes, Whitney is that girl all the way around.
I always use Mariah's her meme when she's like the gif where she's like, I don't know her. Like I love that, and she's an Aries. But yeah, they both shady. They both dope though. Like, but yeah.
That crack is whack, and that Wendy Williams, Whitney Houston interview will forever go down in history as one of the most iconic interviews of all time for me.
But recently, Mariah Carey's videos resurfacing of her not making any moves on stage. They carried her. They moved her. She don't do nothing. She's like, you're gonna pay these high prices for these tickets. And I will not sweat this hair out. Okay.
Yeah. Or her laying down to do interviews. Like
that's funny. I love it. I think it's hilarious. She gives nothing, and people can't get enough. Yes. So. Both. Right. All right, coming up next, we are breaking down Al's outrage, and later find out what we would do in crazy situations. We'll be right back.
TGIF.
Can you imagine 30 million people walking around sexually frustrated because they can't get to their porn?
You're looking at one right now. I'm gonna say this.
Every weekday.
I'll never live in Texas again. It's the worst.
What's your favorite porn, Armand?
Oh, I'm not getting into that. My God.
On Fox Soul.
Now, what's yours?
And listen, don't judge me, okay? Massage porn.
That's boring now. Give me a good three-way gang.
Oh, I knew it was gonna come out.
Yes, yes.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, here in our show, we love talking about the people we adore. And when it comes to getting great sleep, we really love the folks at GhostBed. Now, as a family-owned company with over 20 years of experience, GhostBed knows a thing or two about crafting the perfect mattress. Now, they use only the most durable, supportive, and long-lasting materials, so you can trust that your bed will provide you with years of excellent sleep. Now, what sets GhostBed apart is their signature and patented cooling technology. Say goodbye to those restless and sweaty nights. Every mattress keeps you cool and comfortable so you can sleep like a dream. I will tell you, after a while, I got my products and they were worth the wait. My pillow is fantastic, and I can only imagine how great the bed is. Like, I would love a bed with that fabric. It's so good. Now, when you purchase a GhostBed mattress, your comfort is guaranteed. With their 101 night sleep trial, you can try it out for risk-free and experience the difference for yourself. Plus, they offer free shipping, and most items ship within 24 hours. Visit ghostbed.com/T to save 50% off site-wide. GhostBed offers high-quality mattresses at a fantastic price. Now, their number one seller is the GhostBed Luxe, designed with premium memory foam and cutting-edge cooling technology that reacts and adjusts to your body heat as you sleep. Or if you prefer more of a hybrid feel with both foam and coils, check out the GhostBed Flex Hybrid for the perfect blend of comfort and support. Now, if you need any assistance along the way, GhostBed has a team of dedicated sleep experts ready to help you find the perfect mattress. They'll guide you through the options and ensure you make the best choice for your needs. Al, what are your thoughts on GhostBed mattresses?
I'm gonna tell you, GhostBed mattresses, for me, the hit is the cooling technology. You know, I have the pillow, I have the sheets and the pillowcases. I have all of that because I deal a lot with overheating during the night. I also deal with snoring and migraines, and this has completely calmed it all down. I have to tell you this, if you have not tried a GhostBed product, you should try it soon if you deal with overheating, if you deal with migraine and headaches, or even if you deal with snoring, because the cooling technology definitely helped me out.
All right, ready for a more comfortable night of sleep? Visit ghostbed.com/T. And because we're all about sharing the love here in TGIF, use code T to save 50% off your purchase site-wide. That's right, 50% off. Promotion considerations provided by GhostBed. All right, coming up next, we are breaking down Al's outrage in a segment we like to call Where's the Outrage? And we will be right back. All right. Okay, tonight, Mr. Al Reynolds will be giving us his unfiltered opinion in a segment we like to call Where's the Outrage? An aspiring Black doctor is in critical condition after allegedly being pushed into a lake by a white female friend. Allegedly, the woman pushed Christopher Gilbert into the lake, knowing he could not swim, and while he struggled to stay afloat, he was clearly drowning. His friends just sat there and looked at him. And after 10 minutes, a patron at a nearby restaurant jumped into the water and saved Christopher. His friends told police they were just playing around and didn't know he couldn't swim. Christopher's family says his health is improving, but they are still searching for justice and answers. Al, take it away.
Justice and answers is exactly what I'm looking for too. And listen, the outrage here isn't just on one thing. The outrage here just isn't on two things. It's on at least 5 things, and let me break them down to you. So the young man goes with friends to a restaurant, all right? And he goes to the restaurant to hang out. While he's hanging out, they go to the pier. And at the pier, he gets pushed into the water and he basically drowns. Now, this is the deal. When you push somebody into the water, that's negligent homicide, and that's also second-degree battery. Why has no one been charged with that? In the beginning, no one stood up. No one said they did it. But a young white female came forward and said, in fact, she did push him into the water. So let me ask you this, Farmville Police Department. Why haven't you issued an arrest? Isn't this at minimum second-degree battery? Well, let me add insult to the injury why it's outrageous number 2. No one of the friend group even went in to try to help him. Everyone just stood around and stared. Well, guess what? In the state of Louisiana, a lawyer can argue that that is called criminal negligence. You pushed him in and you made no attempt to get him out. You didn't even go get help. Instead, nearby, people standing by had to come because they heard commotion to come save him. Now, this is where the real outrage really just takes my blood pressure and makes it go extremely high. The police officer who came to the scene said that he felt like that there was no reason or there was no intent to make an arrest. So my question to you, police officer, is when in the history of criminal activity have you had to have intent? Isn't that the lawyer's responsibility to prove intent? Not the police officer. All you're supposed to be there is if a crime has happened, you're supposed to arrest and let the courts figure out the charges. Am I missing something in this? And you know what is so super sad? The fourth thing that's really outrageous to me, the officer said that he's gonna wait until Christopher can tell his side of the story. Yeah, you heard me correctly. The officer said before he issues an arrest, he wants to hear Christopher's side of the story. Excuse me, officer, Christopher is in a coma. I mean, he's out now, but they say he's particularly or almost brain dead. Who ever heard of such outrage? And the fifth outrage for me is that the restaurant says that the police officers have done the right thing. Well, Mr. Restaurateurs, that's not true. You need to have a sign on your dock. You need to take more responsibility on your negligence of not having a Ralph out there for someone to throw into him. And I can't wait for them to get you in court civilly. Last but not least, if any of you feel this outrage as much as I feel this outrage, let's help this family out. Go to change.org, look for Justice for Christopher. He needs 5,000 signatures in order to get Farmville Police Department to respond, and he's got 4,901. Come on, soulmates, I know you have it in your soul. Please go to org.com, change.org, that's change.org. Search for Justice for Christopher, and let's get those signatures he needs to bring justice to this injustice.
All right. Biko Design says they wanted to murder him, but God sent an angel to rescue him. I'll say why I'm outraged. 10 minutes of watching your friend struggle. That wasn't your friend. That was a setup to me. Feels like you brought someone there to play a little game and you got your way and then you left them hanging and still never jumped in. What kind of friends are they? And someone in the comments said, why does this always happen to the token Black person in a friend circle? We keep hearing these stories. Of course, I cannot make an indictment against white people. That's not a thing. It's wicked people. These are very wicked people. How could you sit there and watch someone struggle for time? I couldn't let a stranger or a dog suffer for 10 minutes in front of me, never mind a human.
And then when you're going to water, you typically, if you can't swim, you're going to let everybody know, hey, I don't swim.
That's right. All
So
right.
they knew he couldn't swim.
We'll definitely keep y'all updated with any updates in this story. Keep it locked because coming up next, we find out what we would do in crazy situations. And later, fellas, Clyde has a question for you. Stick around so we can get to it. You know, he's always entertaining. We'll be right back.
You know how to
fry chicken?
No, I don't.
You ain't got no
Give me that black card back.
TGIF.
It's not about blackness. I don't make any fried foods, okay?
Boo!
The chat is going in about this fried chicken. Lynette19 said, I am blackity black and fried chicken is not my favorite go-to meal. Stop with the stereotypes, okay?
Live and interactive.
Oh, Al, you don't even cook, please.
Fried chicken, fried fish. Come on, baby.
On Fox Soul.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Welcome back to the show. All right, soulmates, have you ever thought about how you would handle yourself if you were placed in the middle of an unexpected situation? Well, we like for you to chime in on the fun with the hashtag, our fun segment, hashtag WWYD. What would you do? Okay, I just want to know what you would do. No commentary, just what you would do. I want to know what you would do, Al, what you would do, Armand, and soulmates. I want you to tell us what you would do in these situations. Watch what happened when a group of kids came to a Black woman's front door wearing blackface.
Hi. Oh, hey, Paige. Yes. Say hey. Hey. What are you doing? Nothing. What are y'all doing? Nothing. What is on your face? Makeup. Why?
Okay, what would you do in this situation, Al?
I would take pictures. I would call the police and report a hate crime.
All right, Armand, what would you do?
I probably would gag, laugh, close the door, and probably not talk to them again.
Right. I think I would take pictures of them and I would probably send it to my group chat. Like, look what these idiots did come to my house. But then I probably want to have a conversation with them because obviously if they did this, they probably think nothing's wrong. And maybe I'll have to assume maybe your parents were too ignorant to tell you that this is wrong. So let me give you the lesson that your whack parents did not give you. This is wrong and make them feel really bad. That's what I would do. All right. JW said beaten butts, but didn't use that word. Okay. A man did everything in his power to stop a tow truck from taking his car. Take a look.
Oh. Are you okay?
He's not okay. What was the plan going straight into the stairs? All right, what would you do to get your car up the tow truck? Armando, are you chasing down your car?
I would have tried until that happened. After that, I probably would have sat there and probably cry.
Metal to the shin has got to be one of the worst.
I probably would have cried.
Al, what would you do?
I would proposition the tow truck guy a couple of $100 to get my car up.
All right. A Black woman was highly offended after a white woman locked her car doors when she walked by. We still doing this? Watch this clip. Can you blame her? And what would you do if someone did this to you, Al? What would you do?
Oh, I didn't find that funny at all. What would I do? Ignore her? I don't know. Ignore her?
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Armand?
Y'all not gonna like me because I was the white woman in the car. I does that. I locks the door. I rolls up the window. But I do it for Black people, white people, old people. Anybody I feel is a little uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable with walking by me, I rolls up the window and locks the doors.
I just wish, like, it wasn't so loud. Like, I need them to design it with it's silent because it does make you look like very careless. Like, you see someone, it's like, it like makes it, it's very loud. All right, over $25,000 was found in the restroom of a movie theater in Marysville, Ohio. In addition, another $12,000 was found in a KFC restroom in the same town. Now, the cash was turned in, and the authorities are investigating the situation. What would you do? Would you turn in this amount of cash or keep it for yourself, Armand?
I probably will be stupid and turn it in because I'll be hyperventilating so much and so nervous. I just wouldn't believe that this is sitting there and nobody else knew. So I probably would think I'm doing the right thing and turn it in and be mad later when it's all locked up at the police station.
I don't believe you would turn it in.
I take a few hundred though, no shame.
Exactly. Okay. You gotta get to the truth here. I'm not gonna let that slide. Armand. Al, what would you do?
I would follow the law. It's called duty to return because if not, you can be charged with theft or larceny. I definitely would return it.
I wouldn't. I would have kept every last one of it if no one turns it in. I think I would have kept it, and they'd have to bust me for a duty to not return. Lucas said I would probably done the same thing. And Joe Quinn said that cash is mine. Joe Quinn 806. I feel like the person I'm gonna turn it into, they gonna keep it, and I'm gonna be the one that's like, I could have just kept it. We could have. Okay. Anyways, coming up, Plies has a question for the fellas, and we are gonna get to that after the break.
You know how to fry chicken?
No, I don't.
Oh, you ain't got no.
Give me that black card back.
TGIF.
It's not about blackness. I don't make any fried foods, okay?
Boo!
The chat is going in about this fried chicken. Lynette19 said, I am blackity black, and fried chicken is not my favorite go-to meal. Stop with the stereotypes, okay?
Live and interactive.
Oh, Al, you don't even cook, please.
Fried chicken, fried fish. Come on, baby.
On Fox Soul.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Welcome back. All right, Rihanna always hits the mark with her Met Gala looks, but this year she was noticeably absent. Reports claim that Rihanna skipped the event after coming down with the flu. What do y'all think about Rihanna's absence? Al, what do you think?
Oh, I just don't want her to be sick. Feel better, Rihanna. And we obviously miss you because we're always waiting for you to come at the end of the close of the carpet so we can see how great your outfit is. But get well. We'll see you next year.
All right, Armand, what do you think?
I love Rihanna. She's always a moment that I want to see, but she's already been deemed the Met Gala queen. They've given her a moment. So at the end of the day, if she decided, hey, I don't feel like it, and if I did come, I was going to be on some more chill vibes, it's cool. She's already earned her keep at the Met Gala. We know how Rihanna gives it up. So let some new girls shine.
Ahead of the gala, Rihanna revealed that she planned for her look this year to be chill. And she said, I'm a mom. I don't got time for a lot of bleep. I'm really loving how she's really embracing motherhood. Like, it seems like as long as she has that, like, she doesn't really trip on anything else. She's not tripping about us harassing her for new music. She's not tripping about anybody's commentary, including Donald Trump with the Super Bowl performance. She's like, whatever, I'm happy over here. And after all the work she already put in and the groundwork she already laid down, she can afford to be like that. Like, I'll go next year. Rihanna, take your time because you worked really hard. All right, on the topic of the Met Gala, we saw so many amazing outfits at this year's Met Gala. The theme was the Garden of Time. Let's play a game of hit or miss. All right, cue the music. First up, let's take a look at Zendaya. Was this a hit or a miss? Armand, what do you think?
I feel like it was a hit. I feel like it was on theme, the garden theme. It was on a darker theme. I like it. I like the dark feel on Zendaya. I love it.
All right, Al?
Definitely give her a hit. In fact, all of her outfits were a hit for me, including the second one. Just her body as a muse is just amazing. Definitely a hit.
I think that this woman is giving me old Hollywood vibes. Like, she is a glamour girl, and I love it. And with the right amount of edge. What about her second look of the night? Hit or miss?
Love it. I like the death contrast with the life. The flowers represent the life, the black represents the death. It talks about the transition of life and death. So I love the story.
All right, Al?
Definitely a hit. I mean, all those different designers right there came together perfectly. And like I said, she's going to look good in anything. Definitely a hit.
I don't love that one, but I love her as a whole, so it's hard for me to give her a miss. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Next up, we have Kim Kardashian. Was her look a hit or a miss? Armand?
I loved it. It was a hit for me. I loved the fact that waist was gone. The only thing that was a miss for me was the gray sweater. I'm not sure if she had a bad psoriasis breakout or something. However, I wish she would have took that off and really showed us that cinched in waist. But Kim Kardashian, it's a hit for sure.
Okay, Al, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the silver undertone, platinum, whatever that is. Kim knows what she's doing. I love the match with the blonde hair. Beautiful body here. Not sure how real that waist is for normal people, but definitely a hit with the outfit.
I'm thinking it looks like she had some ribs removed. That's what it looks like. It looks like she had that surgery because that waist, if you saw the video of it, it was extremely small. Like, I want a small waist, but that was like giving, I got rid of my lower third ribs. Like, but she looks bomb. She knows what she's doing. She gets us talking. She looked, I will say, a miss in her comfort look because she looked extremely uncomfortable. Like, I think the sweater was because she was I think she was about to faint because that waist. All right, how about Coleman Domingo? Was he a hit or a miss, Al?
Anything about Wayman and that team over there is a hit for me. Coleman's been holding it down all awards season, and now he's holding it down at the Met Gala. I love the whole white-black contrast. It's definitely a hit.
Armand?
It was okay. I wasn't wowed by it, so I guess just for that, I'll say miss.
I cannot stand pants like that on a woman or a man. Like, I just don't, like, I despise, I don't like that. I don't like the outfit. I will commend him for taking the fashion risk because you're supposed to. Personally, I don't like it, but hey, if you like it, I love it. Next, we have Usher. Was his look a hit or a miss? Armand?
I don't like the hat, but I like the suit and I like the bloody roses. So I'll say hit without the hat.
Okay, Al?
I'm gonna give Usher a hit. I mean, it's a suit. He looks good. I mean, the interpretation all came together at once. I'm definitely giving him a hit.
I didn't like that one either. I didn't like it. I thought it looked very weird. And I think Usher can do so much better. My opinion. All right, let's get into a few more topics. Ply took to Twitter with a question for the fellas. He wrote, when did men gossiping get this bad? Al, you talk about this often.
And I
has a point.
Absolutely. I talk about this all the time here on this show. This new batch of men are just different. And my question is, when did it start happening? Can we actually put a finger on it? Was it before COVID or after COVID or during COVID that men have now felt like that they just need to share way too much information?
Okay. Armand, what do you think?
I think Plies does not want to talk because he's kind of built a secondary brand on gossiping in his car and going viral for it. So men been talking.
Okay. I think social media has ruined a lot of things. I used to love the mystery about some people, and now we have none of it. But I do find Plies' takes on things very entertaining. And I love that he's using his platform this political season to really kind of shed some light on things. Okay, let's get into this. Before we go, we have a challenge for the Soulmates in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. Soulmates, we're calling for you to tag us in your mindful moments, whether that be a mental health walk, journaling, meditation, or any other mindfulness method of your choosing. Tag Fox Soul and use the hashtag mindful moments. We will be choosing 3 posts to highlight during the show. Get creative. We can't wait to see what you all come up with, and we love sharing what you have to say and what you think about here on this show. Don't you think that's a good idea, you guys, to kind of get into this Mental Health Awareness Month?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We love a good mindful moment. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like sound bowls. I like tea tree oil. I like candles and affirmation cards. All those things are great.
Affirmation cards, that sounds like a good thing to get. My house stays lit with a candle because I just like a peaceful vibe and a little waterfall to kind of keep it kind of like zen-ish,
good waterfall.
Huh? What's that?
I said I like a good waterfall.
Yeah, and you can get like a little desktop one for like $50. Like, they're not even that much money. All right, guys. Well, we look forward to hearing from you, soulmates, and we will look forward to reading your stuff on the air. I want to thank my co-hosts, Al Reynolds and Armand Wiggins, for joining me tonight. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. Please run it back. Watch us again on the repeat tomorrow. We appreciate you. Stay tuned for Fox Soul Face Off. They really go at it. And we will see you back here tomorrow at the show. Bye, fellas. Bye, soulmates.
Bye.
Have a good night, soulmates.